Hello, I'm Jeff Gigler, and I've been nominated by Deepa to take the ALS Bucket of Ice Water challenge, to which I heartily accept. However, I thought just to make things a little bit more interesting that I would actually spice it up a little bit, getting feisty. I spiced up a little bit by doing the ALS Bucket of Poisonous Snakes challenge, which is a little bit more. A little bit less known than the others. I guess I better get this started before they get really upset. So without further ado, here is the ALS Bucket of Poisonous Snakes challenge. Okay, all kidding aside, this is my ALS Bucket challenge. Again, thank you, Deepa. I appreciate that. So I did a little reading and did a little watching, and one particular story really helped me, push me over the edge to decide to do that, and it's an article written by Bo Stern, and the article talks about what it's really like, the title of the article is called What an ALS Family Really Thinks About the Ice Bucket Challenge. And then in that article she talks about 10 things that they would like somebody to experience as well. Some of them are easy, like sitting in a chair for 15 minutes, not blinking, not watching television, listen to stereo, just be there for 15 minutes. That was really, really hard. Another challenge was to lie in bed for as long as you can without moving. That was incredibly frustrating and very hard. So there's some other things on the list that I can't really demonstrate in my bathroom, but I wanted to encourage you to look up the list and try it out, because I think it really helps you give a feel for how grateful you should be if you don't have this disease. For example, one of the items was to strap some weights onto your wrists and then try to eat something without shaking or spilling. So I've taken some silk scars and wrapped them around my 10-pound weights, and never mind why I have silk scars available in my room. So I'm just going to get a plate of food here, and you can hear that it's not all that easy. And then go ahead and try to eat. This is very wearing and not fun. Now imagine that you can't taste anything that you're eating anyway, and it just gets kind of incredibly sad. The other thing that they mentioned was to put some marshmallows in your mouth and try to talk to friends. So I went and got some marshmallows. I'll just put 3 in my mouth, I think. Start out with. Maybe my taste isn't quite so advanced. So you put these marshmallows in your mouth. And then you try to communicate. And something that you love. And I don't know how frustrating this must be to try to talk to somebody. I'm a big believer in talking to people. Imagine how much it would be if you were just trying to thank somebody for helping you with what your condition was doing with you. I'm trying to imagine how tough it would be to tell my son that I was very proud of him, that I loved him. Trying to imagine how much it would be to tell somebody that they loved them and get the message out. Imagine if you could just chew your disease away and swallow it. What a great thing that would be. Okay, the other thing that they wanted you to do is to imagine having to use a text-to-speech generator all day long. Holy crap, this is starting to get hurt. Like,
this is so frustrating. Hello. Man, this is so frustrating. And I can still use my finger. This is so frustrating, and I can still use my finger. How much patience would your caregiver need?
okay, so I picked the British accent just to make it a little bit more interesting, but I would not want to go through a whole day like that. So what I'd like to, so this is the part I think where you're supposed to issue the challenge. Well, first, let me tell you what I liked about all these ALS challenges is that it gives us something in common, doesn't it? I mean, not with people who have ALS, but with people who kind of care about other people. It gives us a connection, which I think is really important. We don't have a lot of connections these days. So I think that's the best thing about it. And so I'm going to issue a challenge to a couple of my closest friends to try this ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. You figure out who you are, couple of my closest friends. And for everybody else, I'd like to issue a challenge to go out and get connected to somebody who's maybe sicker than you, somebody who's older than you, somebody who's younger than you, somebody who's more poor than you are. But just get connected to them. Do a couple hours volunteer work at a nursing home or maybe a veteran's home. But just go and get connected. Okay, well, here we are, moment of truth. That ice has been marinating in that bucket for, at least 20 minutes now. It's going to be freaking cold. Just one more thing I'd like to challenge my friends to do. Joel Thingvold gave me the idea. He told me that Kermit the Frog was the only one who did the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge naked. So therefore, if any of you dramatic types out there really want to push it, I'd like to see you do the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge naked as well. So here goes the first one. And here goes the second one. Just to verify, this is going to be really cold. It'd be nice to do a shrinkage experiment too, but we're not going to do that. So, God, I wish I had somebody else to pour this thing over me. Brace yourself. Jesus, that's cold. Okay. Thank you for witnessing my ice bucket challenge.